tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, now I'll just share with you something for the new year. Yeah, so for me, the purpose of life, and I make a resolution based on that, is to attain ultimate happiness, ultimate peace. That's the vision, that's one. But I can break it down. How am I going to achieve that happiness? Is to understand myself, the true nature of what I am, the real nature of this thing here. We call it 5 aggregates: the body, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, which will have even emotions and mind states, loving kindness, faith, mindfulness. It's all under that. Then consciousness means awareness. We call it 5 aggregates. I want to understand them one by one. I want to understand how my body functions and how it can serve this life, keep it healthy. I want to understand it. I want to understand the feelings, pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings, neutral feelings. I want to know how I feel, and how other people also feel. I want to know that. I want to know perception. How do I perceive life? What's my perception? I want also to be aware of the mental formations or mind states, like compassion, loving kindness. Some of you have said the purpose of life to love others. That's part of the fourth aggregate is love, compassion, faith, and all that. So it's a huge section which includes 42 mental states of mind. Yes, which you go through. You don't need to remember this because you go through this every day. Faith, compassion, loving kindness, wisdom, appreciative joy, and all that. And then the 5th one is called consciousness, awareness itself. I want to be aware. Yes. So these 5 things is what you call yourself. You may call yourself John or whatever, but actually what you are is composed of those 5 things. So you need to know them very well. So the purpose, how I'm going to achieve that happiness, ultimate happiness and peace, is to understand who I am. And once I understand who I am, then I can understand, this person also has these 5 processes going on. So the second one is to abandon the cause of suffering. I want to abandon anything that is in a way of my peace and happiness. You know, when insects are walking and they see a stick like this, they do it all the time. Have you ever seen an insect walking and it reaches a stick like this? It doesn't go by it. It just stands that way. So even an insect like this, which has very little consciousness, it also wants to abandon the cause of the obstacle. It wants to abandon the obstacle. So it makes sense that if I want to be happy, also I want to abandon any obstacle that is in the way of my peace and happiness. That also becomes my mission statement, to abandon the cause of suffering. And then the third is really to realize peace. It should not be something I talk about. I should realize it in my life. Is there somebody who doesn't want to stand in Uganda? Alizoom. I think all of you. Okay, now, the third is to realize ultimate happiness. And the 4th is to find a way. What path? What's the way that can lead me to peace and happiness? So it's very simple. My purpose, why I'm here, is to achieve, realize ultimate peace, another word for happiness, for good. Ultimate, not just only happiness when you eat an ice cream. No. This ultimate is freedom from suffering, let us say. ultimate freedom and liberation from any kind of suffering, any kind of stress, any kind of distress. I want to achieve that in this lifetime. So it makes sense that when I make my resolution, it will be just around that area, I can make a resolution. May I be able to understand myself fully in those 5 areas I've told you, the 5 aggregates, body, feelings, and all that. Then I might make also the same time a resolution to abandon the cause of suffering. And then I also make a resolution to make sure that may next year I realize peace and happiness for good. And then may next year brings me a path. May I develop the path to achieve peace. The path is there actually. It's there. The right understanding, the right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihoods, right efforts, right mindfulness, right concentration. Once I follow that path, then I'm going to understand myself. When I understand myself, I eliminate the cause of suffering. When I eliminate the cause of suffering, I realize ultimate peace. It's all actually well aligned. Yes. It's all like fit together like a jigsaw, like that. So now, at least I've shared with you what's the purpose of yes. Now, how can I make this effective? So, for me, I feel that as I enter the new year, I do 3 things. One is to be at peace with my past. I want to be at peace with what life that I've lived up to now. How can I be at peace with it so there's no struggle? 2 is how can I be grateful to this very life, whatever I have now. I would like to be grateful about it. That's the present time. And then the future, which is very uncertain, I make aspirations. I get aspiration. I aspire to attain my ultimate goal. That's my aspiration. And for me, I'm very clear which path I want to follow. The path has to lead me to that way, not those paths that doesn't lead me to that goal, that goes the opposite. So I make that aspiration. So it's about forgiveness of the past. It's being grateful with what's now, which is my life, and also the life of other people and the entire world. I'm very grateful because when I'm sitting here, everything, about 10 million people are just around me here. The phone, the bell I use, I got it from Japan. This paper, I just got it, I think, from Singapore. Many people have made it. Clock came from Japan. This came from USA. This came from Uganda. So I'm sitting on 1 million people. And so I'm very grateful for all those beings. I'm grateful to my life and all these people. And then the aspiration, I make it very clear, is really following the Noble Eightfold Path, which is, I've already spelled it out for you. So now, how do we make peace with the past? Is a practice of forgiveness whereby every day, as soon as I wake up, this one I got actually from His Holiness the Dalai Lama in 2000. There was a kind of somebody from the UK sending me that card with the Dalai Lama and these words. And the Dalai Lama was saying that as soon as you wake up, reflect along these lines. And that's what I'm going to share with you. So I modified it to suit my own understanding, but it was very simple. The Dalai Lama was saying that as soon as you wake up, reflect along these lines. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm awake. I'm healthy. I'm not going to waste my life thinking about greed, hatred, delusion. I'm going to use every energy of my life to achieve awakening, which is ultimate peace and happiness. For the benefit of all beings, I'm going to benefit others as much as I can. So that's the resolution right there. And since 2000, I make it every morning. I don't wait until the New Year comes. Because when you look at all the year New Year's, just on a microsecond. Yes. It's just making it every day as soon as you wake up. But what's very interesting is that once you make that resolution every single day, you will get challenges. You get people who annoy you. Though you have made a resolution, I'm not going to get angry. People will annoy you. What I found out that it's very, very meaningful to me, that I remember, oh, this is what you made your determination to help others, to be kind and all that. So it's about remembering, actually, because once we remember, then we are going to reduce any mindset that is coming that is not helpful, that is not serving you very well. So that one I do it, and every day, as soon as I wake up, before I come out of my bed, I will lie down like this, stretch like dogs. You know, dogs, when they wake up, they stretch. Human beings have forgotten this art of living. You have seen dogs waking up? Oh, like they will stretch every part of the body. So that's what I do. As soon as I wake up, I stretch the hand, I stretch this hand, the leg, and all that. And then I go Surya Namaste. You know Surya Namaste. Surya Namaste is the yoga postures, like 12 of them, that allow you to pump blood everywhere. Because when you've been sleeping, you are horizontal, blood is just sluggish. But when you wake up and then you do those postures, that will even add more stretch. Leave alone the stretch I do within the bed. But there's other stretches when I come off the bed and I get a cushion, and then I try to do those postures that really, really pump blood everywhere, you know. I remember when I started doing this one, I was working before I became a monk in USA. I would do these stretches, and then we had meditation, and then there came a staff meeting in the morning before you start working. I would see people really looking for coffee to wake up. But for me, I was already alert, as if I have been woken up for almost 4 hours, you know. They were asking me, did you take coffee? I said, no, I didn't take coffee. In fact, for me, I was asking them, give me hot water. So they were asking this person who's taking hot water in the morning, and for them, they're taking coffee, and they're just plodding, going through the day, very sluggish, the first hours of the day. So I think this is the beauty of actually setting up the stage for the day and make a resolution, so that actually you redefine or set up the stage why you are here. Then it kind of rejuvenates you every day, you know. Every day you feel tenaciously alive, you know. And then do some kind of stretching and all this kind of thing. All right, so how I modified it? I modified it by adding in more forgiveness. And I say, I'm going to forgive myself, forgive others, and ask other people to forgive me. And then, of course, the rest is pretty much the same, like the dilemmas, but sometimes I vary, it depends, you know. Sometimes I throw in more stuff. But so long as it covers forgiveness, it covers being grateful, and it covers my ultimate aspiration, why I'm here. 3 things, if it can cover that, I'm good to go. Okay, we start with forgiveness. By the way, before you start forgiveness, who does this? Being grateful to be alive. Subi Alwa. Yeah, are you grateful every day to be alive? As soon as you wake up, or after you wake up? As soon as? Okay, that's very good. Are you grateful to life as soon as you wake up? Do you repeat it, or just general? Okay, I'm grateful to life.
Being alive is the most thing of all.
But do you reflect on it?
Yes, that's what I told you.
As soon as you wake up?
Yes, that's what I told you. For me, is to live, survive, make it live out.
Okay, that's very good. Let me see another person. Mama Emirat. Are you grateful in life every morning? And you repeat it, or you just wake up and go? What do you do? Okay. Let me see. Yes, Fred. Wazukuka. Are you grateful to life?
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's not. This is very clear. Yes. You see, very honest.
Yeah.
We like very honest people. You see, I'll shake his heart, and more stuff is coming. As soon as you wake up, are you grateful to life?
Even at times I complain.
At times you do what?
I complain.
He's complaining. So he's in ingratitude towards life. Very ungrateful. That's why he's complaining. So that's what the real stuff that people are doing, and I like it very much. I asked one teacher. We have a teacher here who wants to celebrate my birthday every time, every year. So please tell us whether you are grateful now to life. For me, I used to be grateful to even trees. Okay.
I'm always so grateful to my whatever sound
Okay. Okay. So now the overall. Let us go to overall. I think if we go through this process, I think we can make very effective resolutions. Of course, resolutions they should be smart. Yeah, they should be smart. You should be realized. Don't make a resolution. May I have a jumbo jet next year? You don't even have a runway for it. Those are very unrealistic. They should be more specific to what they say, specific to attain ultimate liberation and all that. I'm using modern language that they use of goals and objectives in life. Yes, so they should be achievable, something that you can achieve, and realistic and specific and time bound. All right, they should be time bound. So that for the purpose of being effective, make sure that you check. Yes, you check that SMART. SMART. All right, that's a normal acronym for business and other things. Make sure that they are really very realistic. Yeah, and also make sure that you don't make a resolution that are just very weak, that are not aligned to your purpose. Like, may I have an ice cream in February 5th? You see, people are very funny. They can come up with anything, Yeah, yeah. So that's not so much fitting into the purpose of life, in general. Yes. So make really very clear objectives. So as far as how to make them effective, I've told you. But let's go to actually what it entails to practice forgiveness. Because forgiveness is very, very powerful practice as you enter the new year in order to put down the luggage. We are carrying luggage, Even next year, you carry a big luggage. Who has ever been in a lift? Elevator. Yeah, you've been in an elevator. So now, I see many times people, especially going to the airport, they are carrying a big luggage, big luggage, and they go into the elevator or called a lift, and they still carry the luggage. So that's how most of us will live this year, 2023 and 2024. They still go into the 2024 with the luggage. So the forgiveness practice is now say, hey, put it down. Usher into the next year with great confidence, with lightness, not that heavy burden. And that's a bit of practice of forgiveness, whereby you go through the forgiveness practice like this. You say, if I've done something unskillful, I use the rule of 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do like this. If I've done something unskillful, that's number 1. If I've done something unskillful, you said bad, but for us, we don't use mostly the word bad. We say unskillful or unwholesome. Number 2, it's knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously. So those are 2. Number 2, if I've done something unskillful, knowingly or unknowingly. Number 3, it's more of the doors through body, speech, and mind. So those are the 3 doors. That's how we live. Those are 3 doors. Either we act or speak or think. Yeah? So if I've done something unskillful, knowingly, unknowingly, through body, speech, or mind. Number 4, out of confusion, out of greed, out of aversion, out of fear. So that's number 4. So if you get the rule of 1, 2, 3, 4, you should be able to generate these phrases as you sit down and meditate, as you wake up. It's easier to remember. If I've done something, number 1, unskillful. 2, knowingly or unknowingly. 3, through body, speech, or mind. Number 4, out of greed, hatred, delusion, and fear. Are we clear about that? Then I forgive myself. I ask other people to forgive me. I forgive others. That's it. And you repeat this again and again. So anytime you enter into the new year and you are challenged, memories will come, people who are unfair to you, without even their intention, and all that kind of thing. So you forgive them so that you are at peace with the past. How you interact with the others, it was maybe unskillful, and even your intention. Actually, even our intention might be very good, but the impact might be the other way around. So we need to acknowledge both our intention and the impact. Right? So this is the time to, even if you don't see people you wronged, you can quietly sit down and remember their name, visualize them, and just repeat that. If I did something knowingly, unknowingly, and all that kind of thing, please forgive me. But if you can actually approach them, it's the time. Yeah, you can say, Dad, forgive me. Actually, they do it in Arua, Matuput, and also there's a person who called me from the north. He told me when they go every time they do it, and they bring basin of the water, and they put water, and they start washing their hands like this, and all the people they wronged, they wash together in a basin like this. Now as they're washing their hands like this, hey, I remember you did this to my son. I remember you did this and all these things. They told me that people start crying, washing together in the same basin, and other washing, they are forgiving their sin. It makes sense. Water is a symbol of purity. So it means that by the time you finish that ritual, you are purified. In African context, actually, they sit all together. The tribes here, they sit around and they start talking together. The good thing you've done. And then they say, oh, but this thing that you did, maybe they talk about 30 things that were right. And then say, oh, but you, man, you misbehaved. And what for us, our misbehavior here in Africa is very interesting. If you say anything to your father or mother, it's a terrible thing, you know. If you raise your voice, isn't it, Sento? In front of your parents, I'm telling you, it's terrible. But what we have done in the African context, there's a time to forgive. And during that forgiveness, they measure more of the good thing that we've done, and then they bring the unskillful thing that we did. So forgiveness practice is very important. I've told you how to do it so that you become at peace with the past. Now, gratitude. In order to live a happy life that really you want and love others, you need to be grateful to yourself, to the life you have, whoever you think gave you the life. You can be grateful to your mother, to your father. In fact, this is not just thoughts. You have to go to your mother. I'm very grateful to my mother. You gave me birth. You gave the birth to me that I really feel that without you, I will not be alive. You go to your father and say like this. This is very, very important. We forget. We take it for granted. That's my mother and my father. My friend, there are so many abortions. And also, even if there's no abortion, somebody even give birth here and they don't take care of you. They don't take you to school. For some circumstances, sometimes not because they want, but because of the conditions. And also they might even have enough resources to take you to school, but they may not be that loving and caring. So really you have to be very grateful to your parents. You have to be grateful to yourself, to your friends, to all beings actually. Even like, for instance, beyond your parents. What about other beings like even you don't know, you don't talk to? When I used to, it's not here, but in USA, we have very important beings there. If you're not grateful to them, you will know one time. If they don't pick the rubbish. You know this, you can relate to that, I think, Julie. In UK, I don't know what happens. In USA, every Thursday you have to keep the dumpster can, there on Friday, And then there is these people who come with the rod and pick it up and take it. But one day you don't take, either Actually, how it happened, because they come and maybe you sleep late and then you forget to take it and it stay there until the next week. You will know that you should be grateful to those people. You don't talk to them. You don't know them, but if they don't take this rubbish, I'm telling you, no. So you be grateful to people whom you don't know. Be grateful to all beings. Be grateful to trees. For me, I remember one time I did this way. I used to leave West Virginia, go to New York to teach. It's like a 10th floor, tall buildings. There's not a single tree and all these things. Then I'll teach the whole day. Then the next day, and then after the third day, I'll go back to West Virginia, where there's a forest monastery. And where I used to live, there's so many trees around, and so I would wake up in the morning. Wow, fresh air, as compared to New York, which I was choked with the carbon monoxide. And I resolved that as soon as I wake up, I will go and hug the tree and say, thank you very much for giving me all this clean air. Really, I have to do that. I was so grateful. I was seized by being grateful to these trees around me. I hugged the tree, I'm telling you. Because of the external lungs, actually. These are our external lungs, you know. Yes, but if you're not grateful to them and you cut them, and they, well, and I don't know what will happen here. Yeah, you start praying for rain to come, but you're cutting them. Let's not go there, but it's very terrible, actually. It's terrible there. So now, being grateful to all people, I mentioned grateful to the Buddha. For us, we are grateful to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha means the teaching that keeps us alive, because with that Dhamma, that means the teaching that I learn about meditation, that helps me to clear the mind. I'm grateful to my fellow people here. I'm grateful to the parents of these monks, novice monks. I'm grateful to teachers. I'm grateful to everybody. There's something I learned actually about being grateful. Even to somebody who did something wrong to you, you can be grateful to them because they become a reference point. Isn't it? For people who have done something wrong, always when you talk about other people, you say, no, that person did something wrong, but don't do like that. Isn't it? Doctor, if somebody do something wrong in your life, when other people do right things, don't you say, don't behave the same way that how the other person did? So they become a form of reference. So that means actually, even somebody who's not good can become a form of reference. And also one thing I learned, that actually even somebody who's wrong, at some time they were your friend, And I learned that actually, that teaching one time I was in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. I found a clock which was not working since 1945. But it showed the right time when I was there. That means even the worst person, you might find something good, Even this clock which stopped working since 1945, at least it shows the correct time twice a day. So don't trash people who are terrible. They might be your teachers to show you what you must do, what you must do in changing your life. For me, when I had some situation in life, and then I get a little bit irritated, I say, okay, let me go back to my cushion and sit down and process my emotion, So actually, these people who are difficult in your life, they show you, be grateful to them that they have taught you lessons. And if you lose, don't lose the lesson, of course. So that's enough for being grateful with the present moment, grateful to your life and all that. And then aspiration, the third aspect of making a resolution is to make aspiration that are aligned to the purpose of life. So for me, what I do in this aspiration, I told you about gratitude, forgiveness, and then I aspire like this. May I not waste my energy in thinking about greed, hatred, delusion, and confusion. Because we waste a lot of our energy. Jealousy, envy, aversion, confusion. So that's what I aspire, that may I not waste all my energy thinking about greed, hatred, delusion, confusion, and fear. May I cultivate, develop generosity, contentment, loving kindness and compassion, wisdom and understanding, and courage. May I benefit others. May I be able to benefit others as much as I can. So now, you can formulate whatever you want, but that aligns with my purpose of life. Because I know I'm getting rid of my mental state that blocks the way. What blocks me from being happy and peaceful is greed, hatred, delusion, and fear. What aligns me with achieving my ultimate goal is generosity. Generosity doesn't mean just give chocolate to people and all that. I've already taught those people here, they know. All these people know what we call about generosity. I summarize it in stream. S for space. Dr. Juko, if we arrange a talk on the television and give about how to be generous, the border accidents are going to reduce by 75%. Borders, they will just reduce the accidents by 75%. 25% it will come, but 75% definitely. Because you have to learn how to give space to others, but they don't. They squeeze in every space that they see and make accidents. So we have to be generous of our space. We are generous over time. Time. Because border people don't give time to others. If they have 1 minute, they reduce to 30 seconds and they go there before 1 minute elapses. And cause accident. You see? So we should give time. We should give respect. These people say, okay, we don't have money to give material things. I say, respect others. And this is what we need to reclaim. Always, there's a lot of people becoming very disrespectful of their parents, of their elders. But in African culture, we have that. So give respect, give energy, you volunteer, come here and volunteer. You come here. There used to be a guy called Kakaire here. He used to come to the temple and just do like this. Bhante, tell me what to do now. You know Kakaire. That's what he used to do. As soon as he come here, he said, please, what to do now? We had another couple from Singapore. They came here. They were just driving a Mercedes-Benz. They just put it there. They said, Bhante, where are the things to clean the bathrooms? Who's here? Who saw them? Ani Abala. Ojukida. They cleaned that bathroom. And after that, they left. It's just amazing. For me, when they come here to meditate, they just say, for us, we just want to give you our energy. So give your energy, then give attention. Attention is very important because of Google. Now we are competing with attention. Most people spend time on a screen, almost the entire day attending to Google. In fact, when you take children to that grandpa, I'm telling you, they'll be frustrated. Everybody like this. And in Singapore, everybody, some of them are walking like this. Some of them, they have 3 phones, 2 phones, even 1 phone. And they're bumping into me. They're not attending you. So then give material things. That's part of generosity. You can use that stream. Then contentment. Be contented with what's available, what's suitable, and what's within your means. Practice loving kindness and compassion. Wisdom to understand the true nature of your body and mind. And then have courage. Enter the new year with courage to achieve your purpose of life. I think with that, I would like to end my talk. I hope you'll be able to achieve your purpose. If you want to use my template, your purpose and my purpose, and combine it together, or if you can just find a way how your purpose is very clear. In fact, as soon as I ask what's the purpose of life, don't even spend 1 minute think about it. It's your life. Is it? Just right away. You ask Bhante, what's the purpose of life? It's to achieve ultimate happiness. And if you have time, I can break it down. So you should be very clear what you are here for. If your purpose is to protect God as creator, just throw it out there. And then align yourself with the resolution. By making your resolution very specific, time-bound, and very realistic, and attainable, you can achieve them. and all that. So with this, I wish you the Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
Sadhu, sadhu.